Hello, everyone! We're excited to introduce our latest hero revamp, Aulus, the Warrior of Ferocity. The new Aulus now has better AoE, along with control immunity and additional mobility. Combined with the movement speed boost from his ultimate, he can now easily chase down enemies and secure kills. Warrior of Ferocity, Aulus. Passive, Fighting Spirit. We have retained Aulus' stacking passive that makes him stronger as fights go on. Now, whenever Aulus deals damage to any unit, he gains 1 stack of Fighting Spirit per second that increases his attack speed. At full stacks, his basic attacks become enhanced, dealing AoE damage on hit. First skill, Aulus, Charge! Aulus' first skill can now grant control immunity, allowing him to dive the backline more easily. When casting his first skill, Aulus gains movement speed and starts charging up. During this time, if he is not hit by high-level CC, such as Freeze, Petrify, or Suppress, he will gain control immunity for a set duration afterward. While the first skill is active, Aulus also automatically gains stacks of Fighting Spirit. Second skill, the Power of Axe. We've added a movement component to Aulus' second skill, allowing him to chase or retreat more easily. When using his second skill, Aulus cleaves in a fan-shaped area, dealing physical damage and slowing enemies. If this hits an enemy, the skill can be used again to leap forward and smash the ground, dealing physical damage to nearby enemies. Ultimate, Cleaving Axe. Aulus' ultimate now deals continuous AoE damage in a large area. Aulus repeatedly swings his axe, dealing physical damage around him. At the end of these swings, he briefly charges to unleash a final blow, dealing high damage in a large area. Aulus also gains damage reduction and movement speed during this move. When ganking in the early game, use Aulus' first skill for movement speed and control immunity to quickly close in on the target. Then, use his second skill to slow them while weaving in basic attacks. Use his second skill again to stay on the target, and activate his ultimate to chase while dealing damage, then finish them off with his enhanced basic attacks. In teamfights, use Aulus' first skill to gain movement speed and control immunity to quickly enter the fray. Use his second skill's second cast to get onto key targets, then activate his ultimate and stay on them for continuous damage. Finally, use his enhanced basic attacks to clean up the battlefield. Aulus now has control immunity and excellent chase capabilities, and the mobility to navigate the jungle and ambush enemies. However, Aulus lacks reliable self-healing and CC, so learn when to prep his first skill to avoid the enemy's initial wave of CC. Upgrade Aulus' second skill at level 1, and continue to prioritize upgrading it as the second skill is his primary source of damage and mobility. Hitting an enemy with his second skill enables a second use, providing additional mobility to chase down enemies or disengage. While Aulus is performing his ultimate, he gets a movement speed boost, granting even more mobility to chase down targets with ease. Aulus' first skill will refresh the duration of his passive, so use it during combat to keep his stacks up for longer. We recommend this fighter emblem for Aulus with Thrill, Seasoned Hunter, and Warcry. Thrill grants bonus attack to help with Aulus' early game jungling, and Seasoned Hunter boosts his damage against creeps. Aulus is a hero who ramps up damage, and Warcry ensures consistent damage in extended fights. When playing the EXP lane, Seasoned Hunter can be replaced with Festival of Blood for the spell vamp to have better sustain in lane. When playing Jungler Aulus, you should balance sustained damage with survivability, which is why we recommend this build. War Axe and Brute Force Breastplate are his core items. War Axe is Aulus' signature weapon, and its stacking effect is easily triggered by his first skill. Brute Force Breastplate also features a stacking effect, which perfectly fits Aulus' sustained damage playstyle. Rose Gold Meteor synergizes well with Aulus's passive, allowing more enhanced basic attacks and sustained damage, and the shields help against burst damage. Finally, round out the build with Malefic Roar and Queen's Wings to further boost his damage and survivability. When playing Aulus in the EXP lane, the focus shifts to maximizing his damage, so we recommend this build. Based on the previous build, swap Tough Boots for Warrior Boots to increase physical defense, swap Queen's Wings for Sea Halberd to counter enemies with high lifesteal, while also boosting Aulus's overall damage output. We recommend the Retribution battle spell for Aulus. Aulus can freely use his first skill while traversing the jungle. We also recommend the Vengeance battle spell for Aulus in the EXP lane. Since his passive needs time to stack up, Vengeance allows Aulus to do so more safely when laning. Aulus's strong engage and sustained combat capabilities, along with his control immunity, makes him a good counter to squishy, low-mobility heroes like Hanabi, Mia, and Gord. Since Aulus's damage relies on landing his enhanced basic attacks, heroes who can keep him at bay and avoid them are a tough matchup, such as Franco, Melissa, and Karina. Aulus is a dive fighter, and he thrives with reliable range support, such as Angela and Florin. In the early game, clear the jungle to reach level 4 and unlock Aulus's ultimate, significantly enhancing his combat effectiveness. When ganking, use Aulus's first skill in advance to gain movement speed and control immunity, allowing him to quickly pop out of the jungle and catch enemies off guard. In mid to late game teamfights, Aulus can use the speed and control immunity from his first skill to swiftly charge into the battle, then use the leap from his second skill to get onto the enemy's core heroes and chase them down with his ultimate. Revamped Aulus arrives on April 22nd and will be 30% off during launch week. From April 22nd to the 28th, get his Berserker skin for just 51 diamonds. His Baron Pioneer skin will also be 30% off. That's all for now, and until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.